Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Confidence Mindset with Amanda, and I just want to make a quick video to explain from my perspective what the law of attraction actually is. So within the law of attraction community, there can be a little bit of a misconception that we have to be in a high vibe or having high energy all of the time to attract what it is that we want. And I wanted to kind of bring in a little explanation of why this is not actually what the law of attraction means. So when we are manifesting things in our reality, we are doing this by building belief around our thoughts. So we are keeping our thoughts on what it is that we want. And this is essential to what the law of attraction is actually stating as well too. So the law of attraction is not about letting go of what you want. You have to hold on to the thought of what it is that you want to build the belief and momentum around it. Now, what it does say from the book in Asking It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. If anyone knows Abraham Hicks, the woman who talks about all the vortex and manifesting through the vortex and all of this kind of concept that she has, she is actually stating as well too, or along with her husband Jerry Hicks, that it is not the emotions that create. It's actually about keeping your thoughts on what it is that you want, and we keep our thoughts by what it is that, on what it is that we want through our affirming. And as we do this, we are building the belief within us. We build the belief within us, we're building momentum, we're building a vibration, and it's this vibration then that is actually creating the law of attraction, what we are affirming for. It's like a match. So it's not about being in a high vibe. You don't have to be positive 24/7. You don't even have to have great self-concept or a great self-confidence. However, on my channel, I do recommend that this is a great thing, because obviously if we in general, it's just a great thing to have great self-confidence and a self-concept within yourself, because of how easier it is to keep your thoughts on what it is that you want, because you believe in yourself more and you believe in your power more in attracting what it is that you want to you. So I wanted to clarify that the law of attraction, you don't have to let go of your desire. The law of attraction does not mean letting go of your desire. There are no techniques with the law of attraction either. And from my perspective, I don't even know why all of these techniques were even created. Things that are created to attract things into your life, I don't even understand, because it's really just about keeping your thoughts on what it is that you want. There's actually no technique to manifest, and all it is keeping your thoughts on what it is that you want. And having a great self-concept, and self-concept is great because you live in your life in a way that you just know you're going to get what you want. And then when you think about what it is that you want, it's like a given, because you are so confident and you are so in your self-concept and your self-worth and knowing and value, that this is why you manifest then, without maybe having to sit down and consciously think about what it is that you want. It's like a child, it's like being a child. If you have a great self-confidence and you have a great self-concept, you become like this childlike confidence, where you just decide that, when you're a child and someone asks you what you're going to be when you grow up, you just decide straight away, well, I'm going to be a singer and this is what I'm going to do. And that's what you decide as a child. However, when you get older, then maybe it dissipates, just because of society and your self-awareness and having to fit into groups, and your thoughts change and all of this type of thing. But when you get into conscious manifesting and you understand that it is always about your thoughts creating, you tend to understand then as well too that we build in our confidence and our self-concept a lot more, because we know that it just builds our power more. But it doesn't mean that you have to have a great self-concept or positive confidence to manifest what it is that you want. And letting go of your desire, from my perspective anyway, is just not how you attract what it is that you want. Now, you anyone who is manifesting for a period of time, let's say for example you're consciously affirming for something in your mind and it hasn't shown up in your reality, maybe for about a couple of months or whatever, or even longer, whatever, it doesn't really matter. There's no times to manifest in anyway, and that's another thing as well too, that we just need to let go of the time as well too. There's no time, it doesn't matter. And if someone even says something, oh, it's been this couple of years or whatever like that, and you should be having it by now, that's a misconception as well too. It just it's all about just understanding yourself and knowing that your opinion is the only one that actually matters, and anything you watch is just really, as I said before, it's just supposed to be about entertainment and to guide you along the way. Because everybody's just talking from their own experience, myself included. So my experience is going to be different than anybody else's experience, you know. So it's just really about, and it's coming from an entertaining perspective to share how I went through understanding the law of attraction, assumption, and manifesting things into my life. And it's just to recognize that when we are consuming this content, and that's why I wanted to make the quick video on the law of attraction, because when there is content up about the law of attraction, there's a lot of not the law of assumption, but the law of attraction. There's a lot of having to be aware of your energy and to be in a high vibe, and to let it go, and all of this kind of limiting way of being. It's not about that at all. And even Esther Abraham Hicks, how long has she been teaching the law of attraction? And that's not actually what she's saying. She is actually saying that you keep your thoughts on what it is that you want. Now, she does say that your emotions don't create, but she does say they're your guidelines. So let's say, for example, you were affirming all day for what it is that you want, and just for some reason you start to feel anxious, or you start to get these feelings of worry or things like that about your desire. Well, that's just your guideline. It's not messing it up. It's just your guide to tell you, okay, well, you know what, maybe we're a bit tired of farming for this right now. Let's go on to our self-concept, and we'll just focus on that for a wee while, and then we'll come back. It's like, when you study for a test and you get a bit tired looking at the one question after a few hours, and then you say, right, I'll just leave that question for a while, I'll go on to another subject and study that one. If you're studying for exams, that it's the same kind of thing when you are changing beliefs within your mind. And that is what is meant by the law of attraction. Use your emotions as your guideline, because your emotions are actually just your guideline. They don't create. It's your thoughts that create. You're building the momentum through keeping your thoughts on what it is that you want. And when you are manifesting for a period of time, and you're manifesting for a few months, as I was just about to say before, or a year, or whatever it is that you're manifesting, and then you decide, I'm just going to let it go now because whatever, it didn't manifest. Understand that you as you were affirming, or whatever, scripting, whatever way you were keeping your thoughts on what it is that you want, as you were doing this, you were building that belief within your subconscious mind. You were changing that neuron in your brain, and the neuron was accepting it as a possibility. And then as you let go, then it can manifest into your life, because it had already built the momentum and the belief. And maybe then sometimes when this happens, then there's a understanding then, I suppose, that people think that it's because they let it go, or that's why it manifested. But that's actually not why it manifested, because it was let go, is just because you just kind of took your power back in that moment, essentially. But what I'm saying is, you can take your power back as you are affirming, because if you are just using, if you use your emotions as your guideline, so you're affirming all day for your SP, your money, your car, your house, or whatever, and then say you're affirming, and it comes to the nighttime, you start to feel anxious. Use your emotions then and say, okay, a little bit of anxiety there, so I'll take my power back then, and I'll go into my confidence, and I'll go into my self-concept, and I'll give myself a few affirmations of that until I go to bed, and maybe then tomorrow, maybe when I wake up, and then I'll get back on and start affirming for what it is that I want. Because when you are affirming for what it is that you want, it becomes a belief, and sometimes it'll just naturally then end up, because it's been ingrained in you over a period of time, you'll naturally just you kind of, not that you will forget to affirm, well, you will kind of, because it'll become so natural to you that you won't be thinking about affirming, and you'll be enjoying your life. And it's just all about keeping your thoughts on what it is that you want. And it's to understand that the law of attraction that's what it means as well too. And if there is anything that's out there that's saying that you have to let go to get what you want, that's a misconception as well too, because you got to build the belief around what it is that you want in order to create the vibration and then attract it into your life. You do not need to meditate. You don't need to have great confidence. You don't need to have a great self-concept. However, I like to promote this idea about meditating and having confidence and self-concept, because it's a great health beneficial thing to everyone. And the more you are, the more you're meditating and doing all these practices and keeping your confidence up and your self-concept, you're enjoying your life more, and that's what you want to be doing. And manifesting then consciously is just about entertaining the thought then, because you're thinking to yourself, okay, that'll be nice to experience, so I'm going to entertain this thought for a while and then know that it's going to manifest into my reality. And that's how it kind of comes into your reality as well too. So I'll just leave that video there, and remember that the law of attraction is not about high vibration or energy. And it doesn't mean that, when you are having to when you want to keep your thoughts on what it is that you want all day long, that's not a lack mentality. It's simply just allowing you to feel good within yourself, and your emotions are your guidelines. So if it feels good to keep your mind on what it is that you want all day, then do it. If you start to feel anxious, or you start to feel a little kind of unsure, or things like that, well, then just focus on your self-concept and your confidence, all the while knowing that it doesn't really matter how you were feeling. It's all about how you were directing yourself and deliberately directing yourself to the life that you want to experience, to the identity of who you are as this new person. And even in the law of attraction, they do say act as if, and act as if is keeping your thoughts on what it is that you want all day. And so I'll leave that video there, and I will chat to you soon.